Hey guys, it's your girl Jamaican Beauty back at you with another video, and today I kind of want to give you another skin update because I went to Aruba with my sister. Shout out to you, sis, for her birthday last week, and the sun down there, when I say it was strong, it was strong. Your girl got a whole tan. Okay, see that line? That was my spaghetti strap line, and I'm loving it. I went from milk chocolate to dark chocolate. Anyways, so I went down there and had a great old time. But what I've noticed with my face and my forehead is that I always break out every single time I go to a tropical place close to the equator. It happened when I went to Fiji. It happened when I went to Jamaica. It happened when I went to the Dominican Republic. It happened when I went to Mexico. And now it's happened when I went to Aruba. So essentially what it is called is seborrheic dermatitis. And it's basically dandruff on your body that's not your scalp, essentially. And what I've noticed, if you can see, I still have like remnants, these little flakes on my face. Like if I stretch my skin out, you can see it makes me look very ashy, and it's oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. It's so uncomfortable. And I went to my dermatologist and they basically prescribed me this ointment, triamcinolone acetonide ointment, USP, these big words. So that is what I have been using, and this stuff actually works. So I'm gonna do it for you here. I'm gonna do it real quick but what I do, oh, and also let me just insert some pictures so you guys can see how terrible it was. Like this, I'm on the other side of it, but when it was happening, when it was actually happening, y'all would have thought I was like part snake or something, because I was literally just shedding skin on the daily. So my dermatologist subscribed this to me when I showed her and told her like what has been happening to me. And she subscribed this, and this stuff, oh, it works so well. I really need to start remembering to pack it when I go on tropical trips, because at this point it has always happened. And I wear sunscreen, I reapply sunscreen. There were times where I wore my mask outside just because the sun was beaming so strong that I was like, oh, I'm already knowing my skin is not going for this. And you can even see it up here. I'm on the upper half of it, so it's kind of coming off, but it was like all right here. It was just terrible, okay? It was terrible. So I just rub that onto my skin, and when I rub it, I notice that some more of the flakes will come off. But it adds like an insane amount of moisture, so that, oh gosh. Yeah, it adds an insane amount of moisture, even though it looks like petroleum jelly, to my skin. And that's, I feel like, why it has gone away so quickly, because this is like day 3 where I've had these symptoms. Those pictures I inserted were like this is day 4, because day 3 was those pictures that I inserted. So it usually takes about like a week and a half if I didn't have this ointment to help me. It takes that long for my skin to kind of do its own thing and heal itself and get back to its normal day to day. So that is what I have used. But I did some research on seborrheic dermatitis, and apparently it can happen when people have oily skin or dry skin. So I have very oily skin. So I was very shocked when they told me, oh, you're getting this because the sun is basically drying out your skin. It's so strong, it's drying your skin out. And I'm just like, but I have oily skin, shouldn't like the oils just start, you know what I'm saying? And they do. So another thing that I noticed is, especially around here, when I was in Aruba, obviously I didn't have my ointment, But I was trying to I was rubbing oils, I was rubbing sunscreen, anything to just kind of give my skin some type of moisture to it, or some type of moisturizing agent to it to hold in any moisture that I had. And I noticed that my skin would literally start like spewing out, I think it's called oleic acid when I did my research, or it might be sebum, I don't really know, but it's like an oily, watery substance. And it's so weird. And at first I thought like, oh, maybe my body's just rejecting the oil. So then I stopped using the oil, and I would just start like washing my face with, regular facial soap and water and rinsing it off, and then just applying like some chapstick with some SPF in it and applying a little bit around. And I still noticed, even down here, I would still get this strange gooey not gooey, but oily / watery substance protruding from my skin. And I'm just like, wow. So if you have oily skin, you can still get seborrheic dermatitis. Essentially what causes seborrheic dermatitis, it's a microbe that's on your skin. I do not know how to pronounce it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just insert it so you guys can see the word for yourself. But it's basically a microbe or bacteria, whatever, that's on everyone's skin, but everyone will not get dandruff on their face just from having the microbes there. But oily skin mixed with the microbes can overpower it. Obviously, it's no help that the sun is beaming on, your skin when you're out in tropical areas like myself. And that's kind of how it comes to be. So how I have been attacking it is obviously using the ointment, but also I'm going to start looking into antibacterial facial soap and antibacterial shampoo, because if I'm getting this on my face, I have a very strong feeling that maybe I could also be getting it on my scalp as well. It's very possible. I don't know for sure, but it's just a guess, because your scalp is skin with hair growing out of it. And if my face does this when I have a whole lot of equator sun beaming on it, I wonder if I ever have like exposed scalp, like if I did braids or something and the sun is beaming on, am I susceptible to getting the same thing? So I've been looking into some, and I will start trying those out to kind of see if it'll help me combat the face, and maybe I'll start using it on my scalp and see if after a week will my scalp stop being itchy. But I say all this to say that I'm going to be paying more attention to my skin and being way more careful when I go in the sun. Like, y'all, wear sunscreen. Just because we black don't mean that we don't need sunscreen, okay? Because this isn't sunburn per se, but there must be something to it, because really, if I didn't get diagnosed by my doctor, I would have thought that I had sunburn on my face, because what happens when people get sunburn? Their skin starts peeling. So, and this only happens when I have excessive amount of sun exposure in tropical areas. So if I wasn't diagnosed, I promise y'all, I would have thought I had sunburn. So wear sunscreen. Do not play with sunscreen. And I am personally going to start washing my face with some maybe antibacterial face wash when I go to tropical areas, and I'm going to start bringing my ointment that was prescribed to me. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk to you guys about. I just wanted to give you a little heads up and show you what's going on with my skin, because this is all a part of my channel. I don't want to just be talking about hair. I do want to talk about skin. I do want to talk about nails, so that you guys kind of get the full beauty experience, the full Jamaican beauty experience. And yeah, and also before I forget, I wanted to give you guys some natural remedies that you can use to treat seborrheic dermatitis, and also some over-the-counter drugs that you can have prescribed from a doctor, or no, over-the-counter means you don't need a doctor, but some over-the-counter drugs that you can get from your local drugstore. So starting with the natural treatments because I like going the natural route first. You can try apple cider vinegar, 1-to-2 ratio with water. So like 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and then 2 tablespoons of water should be the formula, so to speak. And you can take that and apply it to the skin. Do a patch test first to see if you have adverse effects, because you may be allergic to some of these. You may not be. You may be fine and it can work for you, and hurrah, hallelujah. Another option is tea tree oil. I should have known this one because I use tea tree oil on my scalp whenever I have a patch in my scalp that's kind of itching me. But you must dilute it with the carrier oil, and a carrier oil is essentially an oil like olive oil, jojoba oil. Those are carrier oils that you got to dilute essential oils with. So that's another thing you can try, and also apply it to the affected area. You can also try aloe vera gel, which when I was in Aruba, trust and believe I was looking for aloe veras because I was like, I'm going to just take a leaf off, open that mug up, and just rub it around my face. But everywhere where I was going, I could not find an aloe vera in a place where I can just, snatch one. They were always on like people's property, which I didn't want to do that to people in their property, so I didn't. And then the last natural remedy that could potentially help is coconut oil. So coconut oil is a carrier oil, so you can use it directly onto your skin, and hopefully it will help. So the over-the-counter drugs for my people who want quicker results. Just kidding. Just because they're not natural doesn't mean they're not going to be quick. Salicylic acid. It removes excess oil and dead skin cells from your body. So that's one. Another one is the hydrocortisone cream. You have to use this a few days at a time because hydrocortisone is a steroid. So steroids weaken the skin over time, so you don't want to overuse it. And then there's also anti-dandruff shampoo, which again, this is what I kind of want to try. And also have that in my back pocket when I'm going on tropical trips, as I've stated. And last but not least, there is sulfur-based ointments and creams. Those are essentially things that you can try to use before you go to a doctor or anything. And hopefully they work for you. Let me know in the comments. And now, for real this time, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button so you don't miss another video. And I hope you really do have a blessed week. Okay, I'm leaving for real this time. All right, bye guys.